bro, my uncle is asleep on the couch. I did not know this nigga was home, dog. He probably got dropped off or something. This nigga sleep on the couch. And he wake up like, Jeremy, what are you doing? Who is that? I'm like, bruh, go the fuck back to sleep. You don't see who I'm with? Do you not see who I'm with?
We gang, yeah. You know we Dosllee. You know we gang, yeah. You know we Dosllee. If you not solid gang, you might have to leave.
Yo, what's good? It's Jeremy, and we about to get into our very first story time. All right, this is the time. I may have or may have not may have gotten with a woman that was 40 years old. And let me tell you, it was one of my proudest achievements. Okay, let's get into it. So I was around 20 years old at the time. Yeah, I was around 20, about to turn 21. You know, this was my time. I'm still in my prime, but I was in my prime. I was going out, I was drinking. My friends could tell you about me. I was having a time of my life. But I was working at a restaurant around this time. I remember she came in, and let me tell you, bruh. Before she sat down, she came and sat down at the bar. But before she sat down, oh my God, this woman had the Tonka truck. This woman was built like who is the best built woman you know? You got her in your head? Now times that by 2, and this is how this woman was built. Built like a goddess, let me tell you. Toting that Tonka truck, John Deere type shit back there. So she came in, she sat down. I seen her and I was like, yo, it's very few times I see a girl and I'd be like, I want you. But I seen this girl and I was like, I want you. So, I waited. She ordered some food. She was at the bar. She had her laptop out. She was doing some business, classy woman. She got it on her own. That's the woman we like, boys. All right. Listen, they paying for our dates 2020. Now about to be 2021. So I waited till she ordered some food. I went up to her. I dropped out the food. I had to make a little joke to her. She started laughing and stuff like that. When I knew she started laughing, I knew, Jeremy, this is your time, bruh. So I left. I came back. Still made some small talk. Would say some jokes when I was walking back. And as she was about to leave, that's when I made the time. That's when I made the time to go in for the kill. I walked up to her, and I said I was talking to her for a little bit. I was like, "Oh, you're about to get into this and that." "Oh, it's my off day." And I'm like, "Sir, off day, you still working?" Spend top game, I'm telling you. And she's like, "Man, boy, stop playing." So she ends up giving me her business card. And let me tell you, when she gave me her business card, I knew this girl, she was not playing around. This was a grown woman I was dealing with. She was independent. So she gave me her business card. And she told me, she said, "This is my business card, hit me up whenever." And I was like, "Oh, word? All right, bet." So a couple days go by, gotta wait it out a little bit. I text her, I'm like, "Hey, what's good?" Right? She texts me back, and when she gave me the text back, I knew. Because listen, boys, once you get the number, that don't mean you got nothing. You gotta get that text back. So she texted me back. I told her, I'm like, "Hey, what's up? This is a grown, like I said, this is a grown woman I'm dealing with. A grown woman." All right. So I texted her. I was like, "Let's meet for drinks." You know what I'm saying? And I'm 21. I'm 20 at the time. I think I was about to turn 21. But I knew a couple places where I could go and get drinks and they wasn't going to ID me. So I took her out to the place. We get drinks. We talk for a little bit. We going back and forth. And this is where she find out. I'm 20, bruh. And I honestly thought I sold my bag here. But nope, not me. She found out I was 20. And she was like, "Man, I'm old enough to be your mom." Listen, when they start making jokes like that, It means she waiting it out to see if you mature, but you might still have a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
So you know me, you know my peak, you know I got game like that. So the rest of the day go fine, you know what I'm saying? Like we talking and we getting to know each other. I'm trying to show her my mature side. So she ended up finding it out. She like, oh, you cool. Listen, I had a great time and everything like that. We should do this again, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, we could do it again. All right, copy. So fast forward a week or something like that. We go out again. We go out for dinner, and we had dinner. She like, listen, you know, she break the news on me. She like, hey, listen, like. I know you way too young for me. We shouldn't even be out right now and all that business. But when she said that, boys, I knew you outweigh. We shouldn't be out right now, but we still out. So we gonna let the games continue. All right. So over the next couple dates, you know, she tell me, she keep, you know, she hint to my age, but you can't let that stop you, boys. I mean, unless you under 18, I mean, obviously, you know what I'm talking about. Don't take it out of context. Please don't take it out of context. All right. So, you know, like I said, the dates go on, you know, we get to know each other. You know, she start feeling me more and more, I could tell. But let me tell you, just because she was grown, she was not ready to get down to business immediately. This girl was patient, and I had to be patient if I wanted any type of success at her. So, you know, mind you, I think we went on like 4 or 5 dates or something like that. I hadn't even kissed her yet. I was starting to get scared, dog. I'm like, yo, am I fumbling the bag? Is she putting me in the friend zone? Oh my God. So, but there was one day we went on. We went to like it was like a lounge type area, you know, where they had the Spanish music going. And if anybody knows me, you know I love that. Ooh, I take in all that Spanish music. I be dancing bachata, salsa, merengue. I don't know about merengue, but I love dancing. So we go, we have a fun time, you know, we drink, and then we start dancing. You know, I'm holding her hip, you know, I'm getting, you know, further and further down, you know, getting intimate. And then she turned, I don't know where it came from, but she turned around and started throwing it back. When I mean she throwing it back, she started throwing it back. Nigga like me, I start getting happy. I gotta contain myself because, you know, she a grown woman. All right, I can't let her see my kid side. So she started throwing it back. I'm getting happy as fuck. I'm like, yo, the date's paid off. Honestly, if it ended at this very moment, I'd be happy still. If I took her out a lot. But if it ended at this very moment, I'd still be happy. So that sparked some hope in me. That sparked some hope that this could be done. All right. So after that date, you know, we go on a couple, you know, it starts to get intimate, you know, we start texting. She's sending me some, you know what I'm talking about. So there was this one night. All right, we went out. It was a little, you know, a little something. She was having a rough day. She had a rough day, you know, so I took her out for drinks and eat. That's all we really did, bro. We just went out for drinks and went to go eat. That's all we really did. So, you know, we're drinking everything like that. And honestly, in hindsight, I would have got canceled for this back in the day, but hey, it worked. So after we're done, I'm like, okay, let's go to my house. She's like, boy, we're not going to your house. I drove her to my house anyways.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir, brother.
She's like, man, I can't believe you really took me to your house. Jokingly though. You know, obviously you could tell if someone's joking. She's like, we not going to your house. Obviously don't take her to your house. But if she's like, man, come on now, I ain't going to your house. And you gotta, come on, you come in. I just live down the block. And you get her to come to your house and you good. So we get in my house, right? I'm taking her in my room. She's like, boy, what we about to do in your house? And I'm like, you know me, I'm spitting game. You know what we about to do. Don't act dumb. And she's like, man, she starts laughing. She's like, you too much. So I take her through the back door to go to my room. Mind you, to get to my room, the way my house is set up, I had a garage. To get to, from the garage, you can get to the laundry room. From the laundry room, you could get to the kitchen, then the family room, and then to a hallway to my room. All right. So mind you, I stayed with my parents. All right. So my parents were at home sleep, but I was not gonna let that stop me from getting this. So we go into the garage, we go into the kitchen. She's like, oh, you live in a nice house and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, it's my parents. And honestly, I honestly do not know why she stayed. She knew my parents were home. This, honestly, looking back on it, this woman was wild. She was fiending for me. She was fiending for me looking back on it. So I walk through my kitchen, and as I get to my family room, bro, my uncle is asleep on the couch. I did not know this nigga was home, dog. He probably got dropped off or something. This nigga sleep on the couch, and he wake up like, Jeremy, what are you doing? Who is that? I'm like, bruh, go the fuck back to sleep. You don't see who I'm with. Do you not see who I'm with? You don't see her, go back to sleep. And she's like, no, maybe I should go. I'm like, no, you good. Come on, let's go to my room. Bro, when I tell you I went through trials and tribulations to get this girl to my, we finally get to my room, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, my room is right next to my parents' room, all right? So if the bed's squeaking too hard, if it's like against the wall and it's shaking too hard, it'll hit their wall. So you know me, I slide the bed back a little bit so it's not touching the wall. And I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but it had to have been a month and a half or 2 months of hard work. A month and a half to 2 months of hard work paid off, and let me tell you, it was worth it. It was worth every second of it, dog. You know, after we was done, you know, I ain't get a text from the parents. But I'm gonna get back on that. So I took her back to my car, right? Outside. You know, I looked at my uncle on the way out like, nigga, fuck you. But I took her back to the car. I took her back to her car. She had her car at the bar, so I took her back to her car. And then I drove back home. You know, nigga like me, I was feeling like the man. I was, you know, when you get some, you know, when you get some play, you driving back home, you feeling right. I'm jamming, you know, I'm speeding, I'm going. If I got pulled over, I did not care. So I got home, I went to sleep. Tell me how the next day, my mom talking about next time you need to keep it quiet. I'm like, what the fuck? Hello? Oh my God. And that, y'all boys, is the time I got with a 40-year-old woman. And it's not the only time I got with the older woman, but we leave that for another story time. I'm out.
You know we gang, yo. You know we SSG. We're not in the game. 003.